Welcome back to Become a Calm Mama. I'm your host. I'm Darlene Childress. And today on the podcast, you are getting a love letter from two life coaches that we ended up recording on accident. I was chatting with my coach and friend, Kristin Lafontaine, about just this concept of self-love and this series that I'm going to put out over the next couple of weeks, all about self-healing and what it means to heal yourself from pain and how to regulate your emotions and process hard things. And I just wanted to talk to her about some of the concepts that I was working with. And I decided to record the conversation so I'd have it for myself. And when I went back to listen to it, I realized there were so many beautiful things in here about self-love. And since Valentine's Day is tomorrow, and this is being released on the 13th of February, I wanted to give this to you as a love letter from two life coaches and two mamas who've been through the ringer, and two people who love you. Even if I don't know you, I care about you. I think about you. I think about all the mamas that listen to this podcast. And I've talked with Kristin over the last several years about how important you are to me and this podcast and my work and your pain and the things that you're going through and your hardships. And, you know, I really want to be a voice of hope for you and support you on your journey towards just deeper well-being, whether that be in marriage or parenting or your own self-esteem, self-worth, all of it. So think of this as an introduction to the Radical Self-Love series that is starting next week, and enjoy our conversation.
Yeah. Do you have a picture of who it's for? Like, is that clear for you?
I think it's for the person who has a lot of concepts, like kind of knows some things about self-help, like kind of understands that their thoughts create their feelings, or knows that they should journal or meditate, has read some books, but still feels like it hasn't come together for them. Like they're not making progress to move forward, and they're still kind of feeling stuck in pain cycles or like I want to be happy, I want to have peace, I want to be calm, and yet I can't quite get there. So to create like a process or a path, or I don't know, a little bit more. I read these books too, and I'm like, okay, but how? And I just like want to find that.
Yeah, I've told you this, but like when I first read Dr. Shafali's book, I was so mad because she was like, you just need to be present with your kids. It's like I intellectually knew like what she was talking about, but I was like, I have no idea how to get there, like how to embody this like peaceful version of myself.
Yes.
You know?
And then it kind of makes you feel bad because
it's inaccessible.
Like you're like, oh, I know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know how to do it. And I'm just stuck. I just feel like you can get stuck in feeling bad about yourself. And it's not, I think it's a lack of skill, not a character defect or any sort of problem like with the person. I just don't think we have skills. I mean, I think about that with parenting. Like, you don't know how to set a limit because you don't know how to set a limit. Like,
it's not because you're a bad parent or
or your kids don't listen, or you're not firm enough, or you're too permissive, you're too strict. I mean, you go through all those symptoms because you don't have the actual skill or tool. And then the limit setting formula that I teach is like, well, there could be other versions of it, but you're like, oh, okay, I kind of get what I'm supposed to say and do. And same for compassion, like just be kind and like empathize with them. Okay, but how?
What is that? Yeah.
You're sad, and then they're like, I'm sad, and they're like, we don't know what to do about it all. So I feel like in parenting there's some skills and gaps, and then also then in self-healing there's gaps, and I kind of want to fill them.
Yeah, what if like you're so good at creating like the scripts that's was so helpful for me, bridging the gaps. Even if you're like robotically, like, it looks like you're feeling mad. Like I was just like, remember the script.
Mhm.
And that's helpful because before I was like, I don't even know what to say. Like none of the examples in the book apply to me. So now what?
Mhm.
But like it's almost like if you gave someone a script for like what to do and you're like you have some level of self-awareness, but now you're judging that. Like
Yeah.
what do you do with that judgment? This is the
Yes.
script.
Mhm.
This is the process. Do this first, then try this.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I was like writing this out where I was like, okay, where does it start? I've always said it starts with awareness. You like observe yourself, like
Mm-hmm.
almost a form of attunement, like we talk about with our kids, or compassion with our kids, being a witness of yourself, that compassionate witness
Mm-hmm.
a concept as like observing your behavior, observing your thoughts, observing your body, how it feels, observing your emotions, how you would describe them, and being really just aware. I wrote notice body, notice thoughts, notice feelings, notice actions. It's kind of like the clothing ban or the shopping ban. It's like if I just continuously go and do the same behaviors and I'm not getting a little bit curious about why or even what I'm doing, then I won't know if that pattern is serving me or not.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I guess that's like part of it is the evaluation of the pattern, not evaluating from a judgment, not assuming it's wrong, like
Right.
super neutral to curious, like what's this
Mm-hmm.
about? What are this negative thought spiral? What is it? How's it serving you? And is it serving you? So it's like you're
Mm-hmm.
aware of it, and then I think of it as like, this is what I wrote. I actually did this already in my head, I guess. I wrote get curious. So you
Mm-hmm.
aware, and then what is that called when you're like, it's not evaluating, but it's inquiry. Or
Yep.
I don't know what that, do you know what it's called?
Mm-hmm. I always think of it as just self-awareness. It's not very clear because it's like, what does that even mean? Yeah, inquiry, evaluation. Yeah, I think of it at like I picture in my mind just a magnifying glass as though I was observing like a blade of grass. It's like I wouldn't have any judgment about a blade of grass, but I'm looking at it very closely and just like noticing like the edges and the colors and the veins in it and how it's moving. Like that's
Mhm.
what I picture in my mind, but I don't know how to have words for it.
Yeah, I guess that's that observation,
Mm-hmm.
neutrally observing the patterns or the whatever it is that you're seeing. And I think of that as awareness. But then what do you do with it? Like, so say you're a person who's like, I love I love talking about eating because I feel like it's so simple. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's like I am eating a lot of chocolate chip cookie. Huh.
Yeah.
What's that
Hmm.
about?
Yep.
What's that about? I don't know. Like it just kind of so gentle, so loving, like deep,
Mm-hmm.
deep compassionate. And compassion is really just like bringing awareness to the emotional state of the thing, right? Like what's driving
Mm-hmm.
this behavior? What's underneath it? Where's this coming from? Like, what's your why? So
Mm-hmm.
getting curious. And I just brainstormed the tools I use when I notice something. And it's like the five whys, like, why do you do that? Because it tastes good. Why does it taste good? You know,
Mm-hmm.
feels really good and yummy in my mouth. Why do you think you need that? I guess I go to different types of whys, like, why does it bring you
Mm-hmm.
pleasure? And then I kind of evaluate it, not evaluate, but it's not wrong, but like, why are you seeking pleasure? Is that the best way for,
That's a good.
is that why do you like that type of pleasure? Is there another way you can experience pleasure? Um,
Mm-hmm.
are you using this to avoid something else? Is this
Yeah.
a way to bypass emotion? Or we both have the phrase buffer, and I think of it as creating space between me and my feeling. So I have strategies that I
Mm-hmm.
can use that create that buffer zone, that no man's land between me, my core self, and my negative emotion.
Yeah.
That
That's good
part
because
is,
you're like, why do I want that? Brings you to you could ask in another way, like what happened earlier? Like what do you
Mm-hmm.
think like prompted me acting this way, whether earlier today or this week or this month? Like why why now? Like why this right now?
Yeah. Yeah, I think about that when
Hmm.
I do a restriction, not from a negative like scarcity place, but I like to create challenges for myself where that go-to thing isn't available because then I get
Hmm.
to watch the urge of like, why do I want it? What's happening right now that I'm either wanting to get out of, to create more of, to like I think about with alcohol. I've done a few different times when I've taken long breaks and always like for curiosity, not necessarily because I'm gonna like cleanse or whatever. Like it's more, what's this
Hmm.
urge? Sometimes it's to relax.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a cue to me that I am done and I get to relax. So having that,
Hmm.
or to process stress. Oh, this is a
Yeah.
thing I'm doing because I've had a stressful experience and I want to create some distance from it or relax a little bit, right? Not relax, like chill out and
Hmm.
have a drink. I'm like, I'm uncomfortable and let me numb for a bit.
Yeah.
Other times I want to celebrate. Like it
Hmm.
creates a feeling of a party to have a drink
Hmm.
and like, oh, it's a Friday night, or like, woohoo, you did a great thing. So it's not always this
Hmm.
negative avoidance, but then when the thing, I can't do the thing because I made it up in my head, I have to be a little curious of like, well, how else can I create a feeling of
Yeah.
celebration? How else, if I want to numb, how else could I numb? Could I walk? Could I watch
Hmm.
television or whatever? Or doing a TV ban and then seeing what happens there. Like, why do I watch television? Or like, why do I shop? I think sometimes creating that boundary, you push up against it and you
Right.
find out a lot of stuff. Um,
Sure.
mhm.
That's really good. I love that. Like, what can I replace it with? I wonder where do you because I don't think you really deal with this, but like where do you fit like self-judgment in? Because all self-judgment for me comes in at all of those places.
Yeah, so the
I'm
first,
buffering.
uh,
I should buffer zero. So it's like all buffering is bad, you know? So I'm judging myself for whatever, watching Netflix, but then I need to like eliminate it completely instead of, the compassionate person is like, well, I don't know, maybe I do just do that, but then I only do it for 30 minutes and then I buffer another way.
mm,
Like none of it's bad. Like, but it's just
yeah.
like the judgment will obviously like solidify everything and make you not go any farther.
Yeah, I think that part of it for me is I don't think buffering is wrong. I think at my core, I've just decided probably that like
Mhm.
any adaptive or maladaptive strategy that I use is necessary or was created for necessity at a certain point. Maybe it doesn't serve me anymore, but maybe I needed it at a certain point, or it's my best wisdom at the time because I don't know any better. Um,
Mhm.
it's the only thing I can do at that time because the pain is so intense. I've got to take care of myself. And I think it came
Yeah.
from deeply believing feelings drive behavior, feelings drive behavior, feelings drive behavior. I'm having so much compassion for my children, teaching myself that their behavior is never wrong, which is insane
Mm.
because it does create problems and it hurts others and it hurts them and it hurts me. But that's a strategy that they're using to communicate or cope with a feeling or circumstance.
Mhm. It's
Yeah.
almost like that's your manifesto. Like if you can't really move on unless you have this premise to
Mm,
come back to.
hmm.
If you inherently think you're kind of messing it all up, you're doing it wrong, even these exercises, you'll always come back to that. Like I should be different, I should be better.
Yeah.
When it's like none of it's a problem. It's all just a strategy and you came by all of it honestly and sometimes that was like the best decision. Like what if it's actually the best you did amazing. Like it's great.
Yeah. You didn't even know better. or it was so easy, or it worked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I have maladaptive strategies that are socially wonderful.
Yeah.
Are not right for me.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Like I am extremely organized. Kevin is way more organized than me, so it's not quite fair to say that because if you saw my desk right now, it's not organized. But I have like a lot of order. I create a lot of order, and
Mm-hmm.
it looks very beautiful. Like it's very disciplined, it's very rhythmic. I have a lot of systems in place. Those are really
Yeah.
good things and they're easy to admire. And sometimes that's overproductivity and it's anxiety at work for me. And my
Mm-hmm.
role is to
Yeah.
be less ordered and more
Mm-hmm.
flow and more relaxed, which then some people would look at that and they would think of themselves like I'm a hot mess.
Yeah, I know.
I just don't, I just think everybody's strategy is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think I'm glad you brought that up because yeah, when you notice it, I mean, that's where, so I have these concepts like radical listening and radical honesty are part of this awareness thing. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
willing to be very honest with myself, like
Yeah.
to a cuckoo pants degree, because
Mm.
maybe because I have then radical compassion. I have taught
Yeah.
myself that I am trustworthy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's safe to be honest with yourself because you're not gonna freak out or judge yourself or beat yourself up. It's totally safe.
Yeah, I'm not going to be mean to you, to me.
Yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
I am,
Yeah.
of course, sometimes mean to me. But then I remember, oh, we don't do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's a big part of self-healing is like it's a conversation between you and you. And
Right.
a lot of times it's a conversation between I think of it like your core self, or the training that I had received was like your essential self, like
Mm-hmm.
who you are outside of your strategies, who you are outside of your pain, who you are outside of your anxiety. And that's your core self. And then you have all these kind of other parts of you that are really when you're in pain, they're either there to soothe you, they're there to protect you, they're there to keep you safe.
Yeah.
And making friends with those, I mean, that's what internal family systems is about. It's like making friends with those parts of yourself
Mm-hmm.
and getting really loving and curious. Like, okay, what's this about, girl? Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you're right. It has to be at the core. That's why I'm calling this the Radical Self-Love series, because these are like, to me, like I unabashedly love myself. And that's
Mm-hmm.
real weird to say. I
Yeah.
haven't really said it.
But you couldn't be as honest with yourself or even like I think when you can be radically loving and accepting of yourself, it makes it so much easier to like parent and be friends and be in relationship with others
Hmm.
because you're not going to judge those parts of them that you see in yourself too.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're so cute, like, or whatever. Like I
Yeah.
just think I'm like, I get what I want. What Tiffany's daughter
Yeah.
and son used to say that, I get what I want. And whenever we both are trying to practice like be leaning into ourselves, we're like, I get what I want. Um, like I have things that I work on, like to tell myself that I'm good enough, I'm okay, I'm lovable, I'm worthy. Those mantras really are important, like
Hmm.
self-forgiveness, self-love.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think your whatever that you present like needs to be foundational.
Hmm. So how do we do that?
I think it's a decision. I remember when
Mhm.
Brooke taught, like I just decided I'd stop doing that. And then it's a practice. And it could be many different practices, mantras, redeciding, when you find yourself caught on a spiral. No. Remember, this is what I believe about myself. None of it is wrong.
Mhm.
So I think it's maybe like believing a core set of new beliefs about yourself and reminding yourself. It's like the practice of coming back to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you have to buy into it,
You have to
you
believe
know?
it, right? And it doesn't have to be that complicated. It can just be a choice.
Mm-mm. Yeah, it has to start with a choice. You can't, because you can't get it from anyone else. So just because if you don't decide for yourself, but you just practice the things, I think it's kind of like a roundabout way. You have to decide, okay, from today on, like I'm not going to talk to myself like that anymore. Like I'm not. That's not me.
Yeah, I remember doing this like exercise or whatever, where you take pictures of yourself in your bathing suit and
Oh,
then look at those pictures and say loving and kind things
mm,
to
that's
yourself.
powerful.
Yeah. And I have those pictures in my phone. And it was very difficult to do that, you know. But it was like a decision that I'm not going to be mean to myself anymore. I'm just not. I'm not going to
Yep.
be mean to me. I think that inner child work can be helpful there, I guess. Like I coming
Hmm.
to kind of who that little girl is inside of you, and would you say that to her?
Hmm.
Sometimes I access it that way. A lot of times I access it through friends. Like, would I say that to my friend? Like people I love
Right.
dearly. Like, would I ever? I just think that being kind and loving to ourselves is, yeah, a choice. And I think we can be radically honest as well in
Hmm.
love. Like, I
Hmm.
can decide that doesn't work for me anymore. I've grown out of that, or I don't
Hmm.
really like that part of myself, or that behavior. Like, it's not serving me anymore. Like, I can love myself through the decision to change.
Yeah. And do you think that's like, what is the outcome you want people to have by the end of the series?
It's good that we're doing this, and I have actually written this down. Um, Goal: be kinder to yourself, make friends with your thoughts and feelings, notice maladaptive patterns and strategies, make small decisions that influence those patterns. That's what I want.
I love it. Hmm.
So when I think about like breaking it down into steps, I've been working on this, trying to create the same thing that I have for parenting for self-healing,
Mm.
right? Like a 4-step process, or whatever steps. I don't know how many it's going to be. But I have like this radical honesty, radical listening, radical compassion, radical action, radical trust, radical acceptance. As in, that's not the order, but all of these things. So being honest, listening to yourself and being honest, they go together. Having compassion, trusting yourself, well, accepting your behavior. It's like this this is where I'm at right now, and that's okay. And
Hmm.
then taking action and then trust. How does that come up for me? I think about trust in a couple different ways. Like present me, if I'm in today and I'm constantly judging my past behavior and being mean to past me and saying you shouldn't have done that and having tons of regret and tons of remorse and tons of judgment, and I'm in today, then my today me deep down knows that future me is going to think present me is real shitty too.
Yep.
So I want to
Hmm.
love past me. Any decision I've
Yeah.
made, whether it was this morning or 3 months ago or 3 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, like whatever I did then was because of my pain that was needing soothing or the best strategy I could come up with. Or like I'm so loving to the
Hmm.
past person
Yeah.
so that I trust that the present me, that future me will do the same for me now. And that then I kind of go like, okay, sometimes I ask like, what does future me want me to do right now? So I think about my physical body right now. I'm turning 50 this year. So I'm thinking about like, what does 70-year-old or 80-year-old me want me to do right now? Like what wisdom would she offer to me? And
Hmm.
just so that I like hook her up. Like I want to set future Darlene up for some like whatever it is that she wants. And
Yeah.
so then future me has to trust present me, and present me has to trust past me. And
Mhm.
that we're always doing our best and like we have each other's back. I don't know if it's too esoteric, but what are your thoughts?
I remember the first time I taught the future self concept to our team, and Gus was like, they won't get it at all, like nobody will understand it, but they all loved it and they really resonate with it. And I think people understand that there's different versions and that I think people also understand that they're judging their past self, and then that kind of fractures that relationship that you have with the future.
Mm-hmm.
And that comes up so often. I think that's a really excellent concept.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like that trust. I also think about trust like I don't know, like I guess it goes back to love, but like I trust that I'm doing my best. I trust that I am committed to my goals, whatever they are. I'm going to keep at it. Um, I trust like if I make
Mhm.
a mistake, I'm going to reset and go back.
Yeah.
I trust that I can handle pain if I get hurt. I'll be nice to myself.
Yeah. And even I'll be nice to myself even when I'm not like progressing. If I just stay the same or even
Yeah.
slide or regress, like
Mhm.
I'll still be like, that's okay too. That's
Yeah.
normal and human and good and
Hmm.
fine. It's not always having to be pressure for your future self or, pressure to be a certain way.
Yeah. That's what I liked about this year, how I set up my New Year's resolutions was like anchoring and what if nothing's wrong? Like, what if it's all good?
That's
That's
good.
another thing just to be like, why do you work so hard at fixing yourself? Like, what if you came from the
Yeah.
position of like, I'm good right now? We don't need to be so hard on ourselves. And I think that goes back to that love piece. A friend of mine was like, I watch a lot of TV. I'm going to do no TV for whatever it is. And I was like, huh, I wonder if I should do that. It's a kind of an interesting idea. But a lot of times we hear other people what they're doing. We're like, oh, I was supposed to do that. Like,
Yeah. Right.
like,
And now we're adding that to our list.
yeah, another thing to judge myself by. Um, so sometimes I spend a lot of time like considering, like I'm thinking about maybe
Mhm.
changing my relationship to consumerism. And I kind
Mhm.
of try it on and explore it a little bit. Like, is this a pattern I want to get rid of or change or challenge, or is it fine?
Sure.
Am I in a fix it, change it, stop it, solve it energy? Or is this genuine, or am I just looking for a problem to solve? So I want to
Sure.
create a little rule so then I have something to like give myself an attaboy,
Right.
give myself an attagirl right now,
Sure.
call it a day.
But I
Like,
think yeah, like you're considering is coming from the premise that like what if nothing is wrong? Like
yeah.
what if I don't need to change and I'm good enough right now? And so then that gives you the space to not have to add anything to your plate or work on all the things at once and get really curious about it.
Hmm. Hmm.
I think it helps you stay standing still in the moment when
Hmm.
you can just assume nothing's wrong, because
Hmm.
then you don't need to rush to the future or
Yeah.
judge your past for where you're at.
Yeah.
Everything else keeps you very busy.
It's so true. And it's like, I think that happens to parents a lot. Say you get an email from the school and it's just
Mhm.
whoosh, it's like something is wrong. The future is very catastrophic. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like an emergency and you are, yeah, solving for something that hasn't happened, like a future problem. It's not like you got an email. Okay, that's the thing. Let's figure it out.
Right.
Or you go into like, oh my God, I should have never put them in this school, or
Mm-hmm.
it's so not here now,
Yep.
and slowing that down to,
Mm-hmm.
so what do you think that tool is or that skill set? Because that's like being present, right? That's the whole concept, you think?
Yeah, I mean it's like deep radical acceptance, right? Like what if none of this is wrong? What if the school's not wrong? What if I'm not wrong and what if my kid's not wrong? But like maybe there's something to learn here. Maybe there's some strategies that everyone in this situation we want to get curious about, how they approach it, how my kid is approaching whatever they're doing, how I'm approaching it. Like it really is, you have to decide, I'm not broken, my kid's not broken, nothing's broken here.
Yeah, so if I'm thinking about talking about this stuff in an orderly fashion,
I know.
it feels like I'm starting with just the concept of radical self-love and then talking about acceptance.
Maybe someone's like, okay, I have this thing that happens that kind of activates me. How do I, like, what is acceptance in that moment? You know what I mean? Like, how do you,
The thing exists.
sometimes you can't even get to full yeah.
Yeah,
like,
I just
tell me
think
what
the
to
thing
do.
happened. I just think the thing happened. Like,
Yeah.
this is what it is. I think about this a lot. Like I was saying to somebody recently, I was coaching them, and I was like, you are currently married to a person who has high anxiety. I'm like, but I don't want to. I don't want him to. And I was like, but he does.
Right.
Your kid acted this way. He got an email. That just happened. I think there is something about that piece that's here underneath some of this is like, I guess that's like circumstances are neutral. I think that's a very hard concept for people because it doesn't feel neutral, but they're true.
Yeah. It's hard to get to that place.
That they're neutral.
Like without tools. You have to have tools to get to the circumstance really is neutral. Like it really is whatever I want to think about it.
That's what the art of reframing is really about that. But it's like you can't reframe something until you acknowledge it as true.
Yep.
Like one of my axioms, is that the right word for life, is children are immature.
I love that.
It helps me so much because I'm like, obviously they act like that. I will also say, like, when the kids were little, I'd be like, stop acting like a 7-year-old, and they're 7.
Yep.
Because we think they shouldn't act like like that's an insult to you, right? Don't act like a 7-year-old. But do 7-year-olds get to act like fucking 7-year-olds?
Right.
I think they should. I think they're very
I know. Yeah.
Like my son is 18 and I'm just like, oh my God, stop acting like an 18-year-old. They say it funny because I just think,
So
well,
good.
so funny because that's how I help. That's how it gets me to acceptance.
Yeah. Do you ever notice like acceptance for me includes like sometimes the 7 stages of grief? Like I have to experience, like I have to let myself experience like the shock and awe and frustration and anger and sadness and all of that, but with radical compassion. So I don't get sucked into it, right? And then I can maybe get to like, okay, this happened. Like I've been through my stuff. And now I can be a little bit more neutral because it just can be so charged when you believe all your thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, I think that would be a helpful tool for someone to think like, oh, I'm in denial or I'm in anger. I'm bargaining. Like, I think bargaining in relationships looks like codependency.
Yep.
Where it's like, if I just let them have what they want, then they'll be happy and then I'll be happy and it will be fine. Like, not just accepting they're unhappy and that's okay.
Yeah.
When I did the training with Martha Beck, everything in this change cycle that she teaches is like, this is harder than I thought it was going to be, and that's okay. I don't know what the hell is going on here, and that's okay. And that's like the thing that you add to help get to acceptance.
Yeah, that's so good. So like say you're in the relationship with the person that you're like, I just don't want them to be anxious. If you just let them be anxious because that's what it is, now I'm pissed off. But then you're just like, well, I'm pissed off about it, but that's okay. And now I'm frustrated with myself about being pissed off, and that's okay, And I'm grieving what I thought I could have, and that's okay. It's just like each expression of it
is, you're gonna go,
it's okay.
Yeah, I'm eating a plate of brownies right now because I'm so overwhelmed with all this shit that's happening in my life, and that's okay. Like that is part of the strategy. Accepting your strategies is just, that's how you get to neutral, I guess, about everything. You know, it's like circumstances neutral. It's just like, I'm doing this and that's okay. I guess that's where trust comes in for me, because then I'm like, and I trust I will figure this out later. Like I will just tell myself, I do this all the time. This is a 3-month problem. This is a problem I'm gonna deal with in 3 months. Or
that's so good.
This is March's issue. Like, so if it's like right now we're recording January into January, this is something I'm gonna deal with in March. And then I just kind of like make a little promise to myself that I'm gonna do it. This is what it is for now, and that's okay. Yeah. We all have runaway thoughts and little spirals we go down, and it's just, when can you catch yourself, connect back to self-love, acceptance, trust.
Yeah.
Then maybe go back into problem solving.
It's like maybe you're giving them a toolkit, because I know when I've been, you get caught up in the spiral, you don't know how to get out of it, because the only place out of it is, you've never formed that before. Like you don't even know where you're coming. For you, you're just like, nothing has gone, there's no problem here.
Yeah.
And you deeply believe it because you've told yourself that. That's a place you can land easily. It feels so good. And then the trailing off stops. Yeah. But not everyone has that because they don't inherently believe that.
One of my thoughts that I practice is, I can solve for any problem except death, and death is none of my business.
Oof, that's so good.
And I believe it. There's stuff going on with one of my kids, and I am like, it's not an issue. He's upset. He's freaking out. He's confused about his schooling and things like that. And I'm like, dude, nope, none of this is a problem. And it's not fake. It's not gaslit. I mean, is it going to take work? Is there going to have to be pivots? Are there going to be decisions? Yes. But where no one's in danger, it's not a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything is solvable.
And then from that place, you can be more loving. Like you can be more of a support. You can be a mentor. You can take care of yourself. You can be a regulated person. Whereas if you get caught up and think it is a problem, you're dysregulated. They're dysregulated. You're really not helping, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And
not as much as you could.
With our partners or our children or anyone going through a lot of things. Yeah. If we're on some level going, it comes through.
I want you to I wish you could I could have all of your axioms and have them in a deck. And then I could pull them, because you have so many good ones, darling.
Yeah, just foundations. So okay, well, I love it. I'm going to put this out.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think it's great. I mean, we'll break it all down in the regular pod, the regular episodes, all series, but I think behind the curtain thinking and processing, and there's some beautiful things in here to share.
Hey mama, if you enjoyed this podcast episode, I want to encourage you to do 2 things. The first is go to my website, calmmamacoaching.com, and get a copy of the Stop Yelling cheat sheet. You'll get a step-by-step breakdown of the most important tool I teach, which is the pause break. And you'll also get 40 ideas to reset your body and balance your nervous system so you don't have to yell at your kids. You can get a copy of that, again, at my website, calmmamacoaching.com/stop yelling. The other thing I'd love for you to do is go to Apple Podcasts and rate and review this podcast so that other moms can discover empowering and helpful, practical parenting strategies, just like you did today. Thanks so much for listening to the podcast. It means a lot to be in your ear every week and to support you on your parenting journey.